Every trader eventually learns this truth. Your setup doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't have to work today. It doesn't have to deliver a win just because you showed up prepared. The market doesn't operate on your timeline. It doesn't reward effort in a straight line. But what the market does reward is consistency. Showing up, trading your plan, and letting probability do the heavy lifting. The real edge isn't in how perfect your setup looks. It's in how reliably you execute it over time. When you commit to mastering one setup, you're not signing up for constant wins. You're signing up for constant learning. Each trade, win or lose, gives you feedback. It tells you something about timing, patience, or execution. The traders who burn out are the ones who expect their setups to save them, to deliver something certain in an uncertain business. The ones who last are those who show up every day not expecting a win, but respecting the process. There's a rhythm to trading that you can only hear once you stop fighting the noise. You'll have days where the setup appears often and works cleanly, and days where it barely appears at all. Both are part of the same process. If you chase action when the market isn't offering opportunity, you destroy your edge. But if you learn to sit still, to observe and to wait, your discipline compounds quietly in the background. That patience, that willingness to show up without expectation, is what turns a setup into a skill. Showing up doesn't mean forcing trades. It means being present enough to execute when the conditions align, and disciplined enough to do nothing when they don't. It means keeping your mental state steady, whether you're in a winning streak or a drawdown. Most traders don't fail because their setup stops working. They fail because they stop working. They stop reviewing. They stop believing. They start tweaking things out of frustration instead of data. Consistency dies not from bad trades, but from impatience. If you can detach your self-worth from daily results, you'll start to see what real progress looks like. It's not linear. It's built on hundreds of small, quiet repetitions. Days where nothing happens. Trades that barely move. Moments where you wanted to act but didn't. That restraint builds something invisible. Emotional durability. It's the part of trading no one sees. The work between trades, the patience between signals, the calm between volatility. That's where professionals are forged. There will be times when your setup feels broken, when it stops performing, when you question everything you've learned. That's when showing up matters most. Because the only way to know if it's broken, or if you're just in a drawdown, is through continued observation. Through logging, reviewing, and staying in tune with the process. The longer you stay consistent, the clearer the patterns become. The traders who flinch in these moments end up starting over, again and again, mistaking patience for stagnation and discipline for hesitation. Remember, your job isn't to predict the next outcome. It's to repeat the same process with precision, to stack probabilities, not emotions, to make the same sound decisions on losing days as you do on winning ones. That's what it means to trade professionally. The market rewards consistency, not intensity. It doesn't care how badly you want it. It responds to how steadily you act. Showing up, over and over, without giving in to doubt. That's what builds a track record worth having. The setup you've chosen doesn't have to work every day. That's not its job. Its job is to give you structure, a framework through which edge can emerge over time. Your job is to honor that structure, to keep showing up with patience, humility, and focus, even when the results aren't immediate. That's the paradox of trading. The more you stop demanding from the market, the more it gives you. The more you surrender control, the more consistent you become. So show up. Log your trades. Do your review. Wait for your setup. Execute it cleanly. And move on. Some days it will work beautifully. Some days it won't. But over time, the numbers will speak. And they'll tell a story of discipline, patience, and quiet mastery. You don't need your setup to win today. You just need to keep showing up tomorrow.